an app that tells you how to fuck.
That's
is
the most popular app ever.
Like, why doesn't this already exist?
Yeah.
Maybe this will inspire it.
You know why? Because nobody really knows how to fuck, so no one would make the app.
That's right. Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm chilling.
Yeah. I feel like you're always in a good mood. True or false?
I'd say I almost said false.
Yeah, no, false. Nope, never mind. It's false. Freudian. That's just real.
True.
Comes out
It's
first,
true.
I'd say false. I'm miserable.
Are you?
I'd just like to say false.
Are you a Georgia fan? I saw you tweet about the dogs last night. Is that
I
a good
am.
move?
It's my mom's alma mater, so she went there.
That's close enough.
I got to cheer for the dogs. Yeah. My
Is she going
my
bananas?
grandmother went to Alabama, but I feel like mom trumps grandma.
Whoa. That must be, is grandma still around?
No, that's why I can pull for the dogs.
Okay. I was going to say.
I don't have to feel guilty.
Yeah, you go home and you say, well, sorry, grandma, mom's more important than you. Especially when it's, the Crimson Tide versus the dogs. That is no joke.
Plus, my grandmother was in college a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Alabama was still segregated when grandma was in college.
Probably. It was a long time ago.
Are you a big fan? Like, were you watching and celebrating, or are you just, throwing out the...
I watched the game, some of the game last night. I'm definitely not, I can't claim them in the way that true Dogs fans.
Right. Well, I mean...
I'm that girl that watches the Super Bowl and nothing else the entire season.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm that guy, so it's cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty much over sports.
Look at this shirt. Does this tell you I watch college football all the time?
That's a sports shirt right there.
That is a statement. We haven't talked about this much today.
I walk into a sports bar, they commit a hate crime if I wear this.
Yeah, they're like, get out of here. We're not serving you in your Cougar shirt. It is funny though, because I don't watch sports that much because I'm so crazy busy. But then when I watch like the big things like Super Bowls or, the World Series, I choose the team and cheer for them. Like my life depends on it. And my wife is so tripped out by this. She's like, you haven't watched a single game. I'm like, be quiet. The game's on.
It is fun when you get into something like I do that with so many things where I kind of like, I don't poo-poo it, but I just don't pay it any mind.
Right.
And then when I finally give it a little bit of attention, I'm like, shit, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, you get really into it.
I'm better than this. This is sick.
Right.
For sure. Honestly, it's just that there's so many games, so many sports, so many channels. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that goes for larger than sports. That goes. There's so many channels. I don't watch TV anymore.
Everything.
I just watch the same 3 shows because it's too confusing.
It's like 500 channels now.
We've done in the past. We've done a lot of work with Joe Coy and Josh Wolf too. So I know you guys all had. You guys had a really good thing going for a pretty long time. It felt like with Chelsea lately. That must have been a good gig for that like nice. How long was that? Is it?
Her show went on. It was 6 or 7 years. I was part of it. Maybe her 7. I was a part of it for 4.
That's
I wrote
a nice
for 3.
Time, that must have been a big deal at that point in your career, right?
Oh, it was huge. I was trying to like find a break anywhere. I'd been at it for a while, and nobody knew what to do with me because I look different, I sound different, and everybody was just like, "No, thank you." And I interviewed for this writer position at Chelsea, and she was just like, "Oh, you're so different," and that's what she liked. And she put me on TV like right away, and my career it just completely opened the door wide open. So
that's so wild to me. Like I can absolutely understand what you're saying, where people don't know what to do and how to utilize you, but it feels like now it's like being different and standing out. Imagine telling someone like, "No, you're too unique. You're too right. One of a kind. We don't want you." That's crazy.
That was the business for a long time, though. It's only really started to shift in the last 6 years, maybe, where suddenly having something about you that's unique has been a plus. But before that, things were very cookie cutter. They wanted everyone to look a certain way, to be a certain weight, to be a certain.
Yeah, let's just say they wanted a bunch of white guys, and that's really what they had.
They wanted you guys.
Now,
They didn't.
Now we're totally fucked. So thanks a lot, Fortune. We
You
can't
had
get
your
shit.
time in the sun.
But
They didn't want us fatty fats on TV. That's what I'm trying to say.
We didn't get our time in the sun. They got their time in the sun. We're just gonna be broke white guys.
Oh no! I say there's room for everybody. Let's all find our place in the business.
Funny, right? Yeah, but I mean, I would imagine that set was. I mean, just in getting to know Josh and Joe, I can't imagine that was a shit show of just everybody fucking around with each other on that set.
Yeah. We laughed like belly laugh every day because being in the writer's room, the jokes were insane. Everyone was so funny and wild, and it was just, it's a time in my career that I always look back on. Just joy and it's certainly crazy. And Josh was big into pranks, and he was always pranking people. And that's actually where I started learning about Barstool Sports. Every article he turned in was from Barstool.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
that show actually, I feel like you give it like the highest of compliments in the sense that it transcends time. Like if you told me Chelsea Handler was on when I was 10. And is still on now, I'd believe you. Like it's always in kind of the conversation. It's never not brought up. There's always like someone who can be like, oh yeah, that was on Chelsea lately, or they were on Chelsea lately. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's my whole life. It feels like Chelsea lately was around for it.
Well, she brought on so many comedians and comedians that have really done a lot of cool things since. You know, some of these comedians have gone on to, you know, have huge careers, and you know, Ali Wong you saw on the round table, and Joe Coy, like you said, and Lonnie Love. I mean, there's so many people that are still out there performing and having really amazing success, and a lot of that for a lot of us started on that panel because she was putting comics on. She was giving everybody an opportunity to be seen, and it did a lot for comics, and then like what a cool thing to just see a bunch of comics shooting the shit and
it's
making
so
each other laugh.
Like, you know, I guess like Colin Quinn did it with a little bit with Tough Crowd, and there's been other examples, but something that I think most people would love to watch has really had never been done up until then with Chelsea. Like doing it. It's funny that you say you guys were using Barstool a lot, because we used Chelsea Lately a lot when we were putting together we have a daily show called The Rundown, which is the same sort of idea, just topics and bullshitting. Yeah. And when we were coming up with how, like, whenever we pitched it to people, we would explain it's pardon the interruption, which was like we said 2 sports shows like that were arguing sports. And then we always threw in and Chelsea Lately for like the pop culture, you know, lifestyle part of it. So it was like, that was our model that we wanted to go after.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like the best format there is. Just let the funny people go and let them talk what they want to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. Like Spade was doing it right before, you know, the pandemic. His show was doing really well, and comics were like loving it, coming on there, and you know, Lights Out it was called, and then the pandemic hit, and that was kind of a casualty of that time. It was such a bummer, because there's nothing better than just being with other comics and laughing about things.
What I can't imagine though is in that setting, a romance blossoming. Did you ever see Joe and Chelsea coming? Because I feel
no
like
one saw that coming.
I guess when you get everybody together, there's always a chance that, you know, someone's going to fall for each other or whatever. But in that setting where everyone's talking shit on each other and trying to one up each other and everything,
and she always was laying into him about things. That's what's so
funny. Then there you have it. The love of my life, I was always pulling her hair on the playground too.
That's true. That's true. That's what people were saying. They're like, she used to make fun of Joe all the time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that is the case, but I feel like I remember her making fun of him she was always saying he was gay all the time. I feel like she always made fun of him for not getting laid. And
I don't remember. It was always something with her and him. But, you know, I will say, I mean, Joe's awesome. I've loved Joe forever. He's the greatest guy. He's so nice and always has been and continues to be so, as huge as he's gotten. But I will say he just keeps getting better looking with age. I'm certainly
Yep.
That's that money.
That helps.
We always
That
say
money,
this.
the money does make people look real nice, right?
There is no such thing as good looking and ugly. It is only rich and poor. That's it. You got money, you're gonna be better looking. It's just a fact.
Well,
Joe's come on the podcast like I don't even know how many times Joe's come on, a ton of times. And he came on once and was talking with a lisp, and he was just like, "My bad, just got new teeth."
Yep.
And I was like, "That's crazy money." That's
I remember when he got those new teeth.
New fucking. I just like Joe's like I just hunted a fucking elephant in Africa.
He got
took
those
his
veneers.
ivory cuffs, had them chiseled into veneers, Rich.
He got those veneers, baby. Yeah, suddenly it was like, whoa, somebody's got a whole new mouth.
Selling out all over the world.
He actually talked about that too, though, when he was talking about how when he was coming up in comedy, he was so embarrassed because he had such bad teeth, where like he wouldn't smile. And he's talking about how that's hard for a comedian to not be able to smile or laugh,
right?
Because you're embarrassed of your teeth. So I'm very happy he's got his new teeth.
I'm happy too. I don't think I met him pre-veneers, so I don't even know. But he said it made a huge difference. So that's awesome.
When you talk about like the last 6 years, when you said things started to change, did you feel that like in your career were there a lot more opportunities and doors opening and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think as always with this business, you still run up against a lot of closed doors. So I've always sort of taken the bull by the horn and try to create opportunities for myself through stand up, through writing. I was lucky that once I left Chelsea, I started to do a lot more acting. So I think that it definitely opened up that world for me. More because suddenly I was getting cast in things and I had not been before. But stand up, I think, has always been my thing that has pushed me forward, because it's the one place where you get to tell people exactly who you are. You get to show them, your stories, and I think it helps people learn about you in a way that no other platform can do. So I'm really grateful that stand up is a part of my career, because when you're getting those no's, which I've certainly gotten plenty of, I go back on the road, I work on new material, put a new set together, and then I present myself back to the world, and it starts to open those doors again.
Was there a plan B for you?
I mean, a lot of comics are like, I don't know if I could do anything else but this. I mean, there will come a day no one's going to want to buy tickets to my shows, so I better have a plan B.
Well, it's not right now. You got like 50 sold out shows right now, don't you? On 2 Sweets.
Right now it's good. Right now it's good. So I'm just riding this wave for as long as it lasts. But I think I always thought I would do something like academic based. I was kind of a nerd in college and graduated summa cum laude and thought I would like. I know. I was like that person. I thought I'd go to law school or.
Really?
Yo, you were class president.
I was class
Who runs
president.
for class president in college?
A nerd.
You mentioned that. I thought it was like high school.
Like high school, I get it. You gotta
I was
pat the
class
staff.
president, and I was president of my entire college.
Like what? What are you, a fucking Kennedy?
I
What
was.
is that? What do you mean you're president of a college?
I was a poor
That's
Kennedy.
that pantsuit vote right there.
I was
Wait, where did you go to
poor.
school?
It was a small women's college, so it wasn't like, Georgia Tech or something where there's like thousands of students. Yeah,
No,
it was
you
a
were queen.
very
Queen of
small
that shit.
school. I just always liked school. I always liked going to class. I'm weird like that. So if I weren't doing comedy, I would probably, if my performing ever died down, I think I would do more writing. I would probably like just write books.
Do you like, whenever we talk to comics who kind of talk about writing, do you like, it always confuses me because I like writing, but I only do it when I feel inspired. And luckily I don't have to. Like I don't do anything writing. I just kind of write when I want to.
Wow, you don't have to because you have that cougar shirt.
Yeah, I'm a model. They don't expect me to
That's
write.
opening all your doors.
They say no, he puts on the jacket. Like, okay, yes.
Yeah. But do you wake up and you're like, okay, today from noon to 4, I'm writing, or are you kind of writing with when your muse hits you as well?
Yeah, I mean, some comics are very regimented like that. That is not me. To me, writing does feel like homework. So I have to really be like, I almost have to force myself to sit down, and I'll like open my computer like, ugh, and I'll stare at a blank screen for like sometimes 2 hours, and then finally start writing something. But I'll set out like months of like, oh, in January I'm gonna make sure that I, tackle this new story, something like that. It's more broad, but I don't do like a daily sit down because I just don't have the discipline for it.
Now, is that writing you're talking about? Is that stand up or is that like scripted?
I do both. I've written 3 movies in the last couple years. We're doing a rewrite on one right now. We sold 2 to Amblin and just waiting to see if something happens.
How much money you got right now? How much money is in your wallet right now?
How much is your bank account?
I have so many $5 bills right now. You don't even know.
Nobody's got cash. What's in that bank account? How liquid are you?
I got a wad of cash right here in my man wallet.
It's all under the bed.
And I've written TV stuff too, but that's part of just trying to create opportunities for yourself. I write all this stuff with the hope of being in it.
Yeah, that makes sense. When we were doing a little research before, what'd you live in Spain for a year for?
I don't know.
Do you speak Spanish?
Un poco.
Got the accent down pat.
Were you there for a year or did you study abroad?
I was there for just a little under a year. It was right after I graduated college, and I don't know. I just had this like desire to like see the world. I grew up not having much money, and I would see my friends do these cool things and take these cool trips. And I had a really cool professor in college that was an anthropologist who studied lemurs in Mexico, and she really opened my world to just like other cultures, because I'm from a town of 9,000 people in the South, I wanted to learn like what's out there. I wasn't exposed to very much. And so I just wanted to see the world. I wanted to learn about other cultures and people. And I just had this like vision in my head, like I'm going to move to Spain. I had no money. I got like 10 jobs that summer after college and earned like, I had $50 in my bank account when I graduated college and earned like $13,000. Most money I've ever had in my entire life, and moved to Spain and just wanted a life experience. So I traveled around while I was there, and I taught English to kids in Spain.
Oh, I see.
And
then you were like, you knew that's enough culture for after a year.
Well, I ran out of money.
It turns out culture's expensive as fuck.
It's very expensive. And I ran out of money, and I actually had to come home a month earlier than I planned. And I had this opportunity to move to Los Angeles to work. And I was like, well, I have no money and I don't know what else I'm going to do. So like, let's try that life experience. So I just kind of went where the path was taking me.
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts in Spain were you?
In Sevilla.
Oh, yeah. Know it well. I went to a bullfight there. The fucking saddest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I couldn't bring myself to go to one.
You couldn't? Oh, you missed out on some horrifying culture.
I know.
One thing people don't know about the bullfights is before they kill the bull, it becomes incontinent. So it is just slowly meandering around the ring, pissing and shitting all over itself. No. I was like 13. I was with my grandfather. I started weeping.
I
was
like,
we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah. He took me because he was embarrassed. He's like, all right, we gotta get out of here. This kid's crying.
I get it though. That sounds awful.
But the new movie Sex Appeal.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's genius. Yeah. I think an app that tells you how to fuck
is
the most popular app ever.
Like, why doesn't this already exist?
Yeah.
Maybe this will inspire it.
You know why? Because nobody really knows how to fuck, so no one would make the app.
That's right.
Like some porn stars who know what they're doing. Everyone else would be like, anyone who can make the app doesn't know how to fuck.
Yeah.
They're like,
listen, I still need the app. I would like the app now.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Anyone I've ever been with would like me to have the app.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's this nerdy high school girl that wants to figure out how to do it right. And so they asked me to play her mom. I was like, me? This fresh baby face? But it was really cool. It was my first mom role.
Yeah.
You're in the MILF category.
Yeah.
now.
I know. Come on, guys.
We used to have on the podcast as a co-host Asa Akira, who, if you don't know, she's a very famous porn star, and she said that was like a moment for her when she switched into MILF category.
Oh, interesting.
And she said she was a little taken aback, and I wouldn't say she necessarily loved it.
No, she had to accept it. She was like, I guess I'm in MILF territory now, I suppose. But then she was like, okay, all right, let's do it. It's a whole new frontier.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, that's life. We all get older. You move into different categories. But I did not know how to be a mom. I'm not a mom. I do feel very young because I live in LA and nobody here likes to grow up. So I was trying to get in the mindset of a mom. So I would buy lattes for my on-screen daughter, thinking that was a bonding experience. It's so LA, like, here, I brought you an oat milk latte.
Isn't this so matronly of me?
That's very funny.
I'm such a good mom. I brought my daughter a latte.
That's your co-stars are probably like, yeah. How's the show? It's a great show. He's buying me fucking coffee. So I guess you're supposed to be my mom that way.
And then I pat her head.
That's so like fucking. Her name's escaping me right now.
Yeah,
who plays Leslie Knope? Amy Poehler. That's so Amy Poehler and Mean Girls. Like that. I'm not a regular mom.
Yeah, I'm the cool mom.
Here's your oat milk latte. You want to smoke a joint later?
It almost would have been easier to be that version of mom. Like if they had dolled me up in like straight lady clothes. I almost could get into that more, but I was playing a lesbian mom, so I just felt like a frat boy.
You see in the trailer, you're putting the condom on the cucumber. That's perfect, mom.
You know,
my mom did that for every dinner.
Yes.
Well, speaking of condom, I wanted to go.
Speaking of condom,
we're gonna go down memory lane here, and we'll do one of the stories from Barstool Sports, like Chelsea Lately style.
All right.
There's one of the headlines we have on the blog right now. Is there's a internet rumor from an Instagram model.
Okay.
Who says that she had sex with Drake and then afterwards went into the bathroom where he threw out the condom and she was trying to get some of the semen out to trap him with a kid.
No.
So she gets it out, puts it inside her, but it turns out Drake had put hot sauce in there.
No, that can't be real. For real?
Listen, the internet says it, so it's got to be true, okay?
I mean, that's pretty smart of him if he did do that, because he probably has run across that.
Oh, I guarantee he has. I guarantee. I was thinking, imagine you have sex with somebody, you finish up, you throw your condom out, and you're like gonna walk back to the bedroom, and you're like, wait a second now. She's probably gonna come in here and try to steal that cum. Let me get my hot sauce out.
I wonder. I'm like, where does he keep the hot sauce? Is it a nightstand? Is it in the bathroom?
He just pulls it out.
He's like Hillary Clinton. He keeps it in his purse.
Exactly. Are we talking Cholula? Are we talking Tapatio?
Gotta make sure it's hot enough.
It's smart on him because he's he's probably run into that quite a bit. Unfortunately,
it's very smart, but it's also like unnecessarily.
What makes you feel like love is dead?
Right, like it's like a kid who is all right. He killed the fucking the bug in a house. Right. But now he's pulling the wings off. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing that for?
Right? I gotta make sure this shit.
That's a step. Why you just flush it down the toilet?
A lot of people said flush it, but you can't put the rubber in the toilet. Can you?
That can clog up your plumbing in your mansion.
Yeah, dude. If I know Drake's plumbing system, it can take a condom. That was the first thing he asked the plumber.
I mean, you have to be a real fertile myrtle for that to really work.
That's what I was thinking. I tried to read up on it because I always thought I was under the impression once it hits the air, you're done. But apparently not.
Really?
Get pregnant all sorts of ways. I learned.
Well,
I mean, look, if you're gonna do
turkey basters.
Yeah, turkey basters. You can do it. Apparently, you can get pregnant in the hot tub, which 15-year-old me definitely didn't think that was true. We all believe that we said you could have sex standing up because the semen can't go up.
Yeah,
it's gravity.
That's swimming.
And then we said the hot tub.
And then you got to make sure your quads are in good shape for that.
Oh, now it's all horizontal. Now it's all horizontal, and it better be in a bed. I can't be in a chair. I can't be on the floor.
You're like, I'm just gonna lay here.
Sex appeal, baby.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
right.
if you made the app, what would be your number one tip to put in there?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know because mine would be a very niche sex situation.
but go
being
ahead.
a
What would it be?
Yeah,
lesbian.
niche people are important.
Yeah,
I would recommend finger workouts.
Finger workout.
So would I.
You
So
don't
would
want,
I.
you don't want carpal tunnel.
We're all on the same page, girl.
and I think that probably has happened more, at least with the men, because men are like squirting drill, and every video we see, it's just people going like that. Every guy now is like a harpist / Jimi Hendrix double guitarist. We can do it all.
I've seen that video.
I actually weirdly do have 2 hand strengtheners by my on my couch.
Oh, I bet
yeah,
you do.
those little hand things.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people had those back in the day. I don't see them as much now.
My grandfather used to keep one right by his chair.
They had that, and they had those ones that you just stretch out like that, like the 4 fucking chains. Yeah.
Now it's the
Sex
long
appeal
bands.
is on Hulu, right? Sex appeal.
January 14th.
Yep, January 14th on Hulu, baby. You can see how good of a mom I am.
Now I gotta ask you real quick too before we let you go about Too Sweet Too Salty.
Yeah.
And this is a very important question because it's gonna deem how the whole interview goes as we say goodbye. Are you doing that to make fun of Fast and Furious, or are you a Fast and Furious fan?
I mean, who doesn't love the 9 Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah, I see. No, stop clapping. I feel like you're making fun of it. Just
No.
I think that was kind of.
My voice just sounds sarcastic. My Netflix special that you can watch is called Sweet and Salty,
Right.
And so this tour was supposed to start in March of 2020, and obviously we had like 6 months of shows sold out. And then my first show was supposed to be on March 14th, and obviously that didn't happen. So a year and a half later, we finally got back on the road. So we just called it like kind of a nod, like Too Sweet, Too Salty, like this is the second round.
Yeah.
But of course, there's some Fast and Furious
just so you know,
picking
the
up
first
on
one
that.
is called The Sweet and the Salty. It's the Fast and the Furious. People forget that. That's okay.
Let's just hope we get. Let's hope
Too
we get
Furious.
Sweet 10.
Yeah.
Salty 10. Let's hope there's that many tours.
Yeah, so we're finally on this tour right now. So I'm coming all over. I'm coming all over the West.
Sex appeal. Fortune's coming everywhere.
All right. Well, thank you for the time, Fortune.
Of course.
Get tickets to the tour, and we'll talk to you next time. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Fortune.
guys. Nice to talk with you.
Bye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.